3 marriages, 2 bankruptcies, 47 years. Just let those numbers sink in for a second, will you? That is a massive, real-world cost right there. We are absolutely not talking about textbook theories today. We're looking at hard-earned, incredibly expensive life wisdom.
Welcome back to another Explainer. I am super thrilled to dive into this one with you. Today, we're breaking down a really fascinating source, 50 life lessons that cost me 3 marriages, 2 bankruptcies, and 47 years. We're basically taking decades of painful lived experience and structuring it into clear, totally actionable insights. So let's jump right in.
Here's our roadmap for today. We're kicking things off with letting go of the past, then moving right into the cost of healing, followed by navigating love and relationships, and we'll wrap it all up with taking action and responsibility.
All right, part 1, letting go of the past. Stop carrying old bricks.
There's this absolutely powerful metaphor pulled directly from the source material. It says, if you keep carrying old bricks, you will keep building the same house. Seriously, think about that for a second. If you bring old, unresolved feelings and habits into your new experiences, well, your future is inevitably going to look exactly like your past. You really have to distance yourself from the people and the mindsets that only fit your history rather than your future.
Now look, we are all products of our past. That's just a fact, right? Our history shapes who we are. But, and this is crucial, we do not have to be prisoners of our past. Choosing to hold on to who someone used to be, or trying so hard to be the person you were before you got hurt, that literally locks you in a cell. People just don't stay frozen in time. They either grow with you or they grow away from you.
So the big question is, how do we actually let go? Well, the source gives us 4 key habits here. 1, don't live in the past, or your future will look exactly the same. 2, letting go really means coming to the realization that someone is a part of your history, not your destiny. 3, forget what hurts you, but never ever forget what it taught you. And 4, sometimes your peace depends entirely on just walking away without getting any closure or answers. Bottom line, stop bringing old feelings into brand new experiences.
Moving on to part 2, the cost of healing, embracing the lonely journey.
Listen to this one. Trauma creates change you don't choose. Healing creates change you do choose. I mean, wow, that is profound. Healing isn't about going backward and trying to become who you were before all the pain. That person, they don't exist anymore. Healing is actually about letting go of what broke you and building someone entirely new. It's a highly active, deliberate choice.
So let me ask you directly, based on the source's warning here, what are you choosing not to change? Remember, whatever you are not changing in your life, you're actively choosing. Letting the unconscious direct your life is what we usually call fate, but honestly, it's really just unmade choices.
And, making those hard choices, it definitely has a price. Loneliness is very often the price of improvement. Success and healing can be incredibly solitary journeys. When you start setting boundaries, your circle might decrease in size, but trust me, it will drastically increase in value. The source cautions us heavily here, though. Don't let loneliness make you reconnect with toxic people. You really shouldn't drink poison just because you're thirsty for connection, right?
All right, let's pivot to part 3, navigating love and relationships, boundaries and reality.
The source bluntly categorizes the people in your life into 2 distinct columns, investments and bills. You've got to learn to recognize the difference here. Are the people around you actually adding value to your future? Or are they just draining your energy and time, kind of like a streaming subscription you totally forgot to cancel? You need to hang out with people who fit your future, not just your history.
So how exactly do we evaluate these relationships? The source gives us 3 super simple, pragmatic rules to live by. Step 1, love needs action. Step 2, trust needs proof. And step 3, sorry needs change. Trust takes years to build, literally seconds to break, and forever to repair. If someone is just handing you empty words without any real action or change, well, you know exactly where you stand.
Here are some really hard relationship truths to swallow. First, don't make one person the center of all your happiness, because if they walk away, you're left with absolutely nothing. Second, learn your limits, because takers, they don't have any. You simply can't make someone love you by giving more of what they already don't appreciate. Third, if they treat you like an option, distance yourself. Do not make them a priority. And finally, marriage. The source notes that when you get married, everything good about your relationship and everything bad about your relationship gets completely intensified.
Which brings us to our final section, part 4, taking action and responsibility.
the power of choices. Consider these two paths. On one hand, you have excuses. They make today easy, but tomorrow much harder. On the other hand, you have discipline. It makes today hard, but tomorrow a whole lot easier. Discipline is really just choosing between what you want right now and what you want most. Life consistently rewards action, not just intelligence. The quickest way to succeed is to start right now and just figure it out as you go. I mean, you can't learn to drive in a parked car, right?
And this beautifully reinforces the ultimate theme of personal accountability. You are not a product of your circumstances. You are a product of your decisions. No one else is going to figure out your life for you. It's entirely your responsibility. There is no master plan out there, just the consequences of the choices you make every single day.
So here are 5 pragmatic steps straight from the source to help you take that ownership. 1. Change something you do daily. You will never change your life until you change your daily habits. 2. Take your financial life seriously. Having money is a solid defense against a whole lot of challenges. 3. Keep your plans secret until they are actually done. 4. Take risks or you're going to forever work for someone who does. And 5. Treat yourself like someone you are genuinely responsible for helping. Remember, every broken promise to yourself is a vote against the person you actually want to become.
Let this profound realization really land with some weight. Whatever happened till now was not my fault, but whatever happens next will be my fault. This right here marks the definitive shift from victimhood straight into total ownership. You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start exactly where you are right now and completely rewrite the ending.
It all boils down to this single, unavoidable daily choice. You have 2 options: evolve or repeat. Are you going to keep lugging around those old bricks, or are you going to use the pain of today as your strength for tomorrow?
I'm going to leave you with this final provocative question to ponder. Which bridge will you cross and which bridge will you burn? Because sometimes, you really do need to burn bridges just to stop yourself from crossing them ever again. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep evolving, and I will see you in the next one.